Hey y'all, it's your girl Nadi, aka Queen Goddess Hope, and you're now tuned in to another episode of your self care rituals. So, today I just wanted to come on here really quick and do a quick reading because I haven't done that in so long. Sometimes I just don't even want to bother with the cards. I don't want to pick them up. I don't want to see them. I don't want to do any of that stuff. And oftentimes that has something to do with my energy, but during this time for COVID, I realized that I didn't even want to do a reading for the collective, let alone myself. There are people who know I do readings because I don't openly talk about it. So they kind of hit me up for them, but I still haven't even done one of them. Please forgive me. It's a friend, so I'm just thankful. But sometimes you get to a point where you don't even want to read during so much negative energy. Right now, for COVID-19, it's just a heavy, heavy, heavy energy in the air. And sometimes we just want to protect ourselves from doing that. So I'm just going to pull some cards and allow an intuitive message to come through on this portal. As we know, the Great Conjunction is coming up, which is just basically us transitioning from a Piscean age into the Aquarian age. We're leaving Jesus and the Fisher of Men behind, and it's time for the glow up. Actually, if you really love this hat and this freaking amazing hoodie, you can get it on butimes2.com. I am so hyped to be a part of Free as Fuck University, and let's get this thing started. So I have so much sage, and it's all because from the website. So this one is peppermint, and this one is I like to call like rose quartz, and this one is pine. So I haven't really used this much, so I think we're going to dibble and dabble in that right now. So I just want to cleanse this space before we get started. And I use this blowtorch because it's just easier for life. It really makes a big difference. So we're just going to ask Spirit to cleanse this space and allow all of the energies that are for us during this time to cleanse us and to heal us and to provide a message that we are destined for. We do not want any unwanted and negative vibes because we are all on some positive vibes type of shit. So, did you meditate today at 11:11? I know I did. There are periods of times when so many of us are actually meditating together, and you can actually see it on a scale. I wish I knew all of this geeky shit off the top of my head because I really should. But it's so dope to know that there are people who can sense when the vibration of the earth is rising from people coming together. And people who meditate are special type of people. So if you can actually sit there for XYZ amount of time and focus on what it is that the universe is trying to get out to you, then I definitely recommend it. So also today I got in a whole bunch of stuff, which was really dope. I got in a colon purger and also the Wipeout Parasite cleanse that I just completed. You can see some stuff on my Instagram at Queen Goddess Hope. And I'm already plant-based. I'm like 90% plant-based. So when I went to Mexico for my birthday, I ended up having steak tacos. I had everything that you can freaking think of. Salmon tacos. I think I even had some chicharron because I am Puerto Rican. But I had octopus. I had so many different types of things. And I'm like, these people are going to crucify me at the stake just for saying this. You know, how can you be vegan? Da, 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 da. It is what it is. You know, it was my birthday. I had went through a depressive state. I had a miscarriage and I wasn't sure how to take that feel because my whole entire everything I never wanted kids. So it's like, okay, I guess I could like this feeling. You know what I mean? It's just really cool to understand what it feels like when to know life is growing inside of you. So you kind of just get spoiled in a sense with that feeling, which is really cool. And cards popped out. So I'm just going to hold off to seeing that. So I did the cleanse shortly after that because my face also breaks out from mask. And my girlfriend just sent me this Melrose oil. So she said it's supposed to help with that, because every time I wear the mask, it just completely like breaks out my face. And I'm really simple, really natural, person. And I can't afford for my face to be messy. Like I really just can't. So I use like a lot of aloe, raw aloe. I have some plants behind me. I know you can't see them, but I grow fresh aloe myself. I had got a plant from Walmart and Whole Foods on two separate occasions, and they're growing pretty great, and I can't even complain. But yeah, so I really try to stick with the basics. I'm learning that my body just likes natural things, even for food, ingredients for like my body, just less is more. And I've been trying to push that for so long. I have this book called Vegan in 5 Years, because it took me that long to kind of wean off all types of meat. So once I started paying attention to labels and understanding what it is that is going into the food, I decided to just completely cut everything out. So if it doesn't have some ingredient that I cannot pronounce, it's not coming in my body. And all I'm gonna say is that the edible life, y'all need to catch up. That's it. Just keep it simple. Anyway, all right, so let's get into this reading. So a couple cards came from the self-care deck, and it says positive affirmations and clean your space. So what I like to show with these, as you can see, is basically just a form of cleansing and saging. And this one here, just to say like positive affirmations, as we know, like the way you see yourself is how you're going to treat yourself. So if I look in the mirror and if I speak highly of myself, then 9 times out of 10, I'm going to always speak about positive vibes. So this one says, I love myself. I choose love. I am worthy. I am grateful. I am happy. I am healthy. I am brave. I am beautiful. Namaste. And a lot of people are really not in a position right now to see themselves in a higher light, because here we are, it's towards the end of the year, everyone is all sad, some people have loved ones that they have lost, that this is like maybe their first year without them, especially considering we lost a lot of people this year due to the pandemic. And then just in general, so people would tend to be a little bit more sad during the holidays. It's a cheery time, it's a festive time, it's supposed to be a happy time. I personally never celebrated holidays too much. It's just how I was raised, and I just never really been an advocate for spending money like that. Like it's a lot, I definitely have a thing where I could buy expensive gifts all the time because I want to give what people actually would want to use, and I just can't. It's just not something that I want to work for and do. But the way you see yourself is how you treat yourself. So if I want to see myself as that light being when I first wake up and I look into, the mirror at some point in the morning or some part of the day, I'm like, oh, wow, she's beautiful. I want to speak high vibrational things into my life by viewing them and how I see myself, because that's really how you elevate and how you progress. I'm just going to keep pulling cards. Connect with animals, a dream journal, and family. So, yeah. So as we know, this is definitely a cosmic time of things that is about to start happening. And it's really important because you're about to start receiving a lot of major DNA downloads, and you're going to have these messages in your dreams. This right here is showing me that you might actually have people coming to you as spirit animals. So I would definitely get into the habit of looking up what these totems mean. Because like today, for instance, I went on a walk and I saw 2 red robins and a blue jay. So I'm going to look that up during some course of this evening to understand what it is that my ancestors are trying to get to me, what it is that the universe is telling me to keep pushing for, what direction should I look into? You know what I mean? So these things often speak to us in other realms and in other dimensions. Eventually, when you go to sleep, you get these downloads. And because we're transitioning from one age to another, we're about to receive some crazy, serious downloads. And our DNA is about to be activated, which is what this card is all about. It's all about family. It's all about your dream state. It's all about, what is your family on the other side trying to tell you? What has your loved one who's transitioned trying to explain and to tell you? You really have to think about what it is that you're getting when you're sleeping, because are you really sleeping? Okay. This card is funny to me because Barack Obama, I don't know, he low-key ghetto, you know what I mean? So it says folks want to pop off and have opinions about what they think they would present a specific plan. So we got that and Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Have you answered your deepest calling? So I'm filming this on my computer, so it's definitely mad blurry, but have you answered your deepest calling? Sometimes I wonder if I have or not. Sometimes I wonder if I'm even walking in my purpose, because I'm a shy person. I'm timid. I don't feel like talking to people a lot of the time. And I have a great deal of people, a couple of thousand people behind me on so many different platforms. And it's like, there isn't enough time in the day. I want a little bit more time. This girl right here, this clone over here, if she could hop out and start doing some stuff, then cool, let's do it. But with the Warrior Woman, it's showing me that you have some DNA that needs to be activated even within you before the dream state. So you're holding yourself back from something in this waking life, in this 3D world. There is something that you are not pushing forward to accomplish. And I don't follow the Western calendar, so the year's going to end and I'm be like, okay, cool. My new year is in April. So it's like, I'm waiting for you to actually start your new year tomorrow. Like, happy new day. You know what I mean? I remember I wrote a blog like 2014 that said happy new day as opposed to happy new year, because every single day is a new year. You could possibly not wake up. You can't go back to tomorrow and you can't fast forward to the future. You just have to embrace this day as a new year. Yeah, there were things that we did in the flesh the day before, but your challenge is, how do you bring that same energy into the next day, and then into the next day, and then into the next day? How do you continue to push forward and to progress and radiate that type of love if you're worried about what people are going to say, how people are going to perceive it? Because 9 times out of 10, we're waiting for the people in our little freaking circle to approve something that we already know God gave us the approval for. Right. So, Marshawn Lynch, I'm cool with my body. I love my body. I wouldn't trade it for no other body. Yeah. Cars don't lie, bro. So, long story short, get your shit together and stop playing around. Because this next card says, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Yo, this is why I don't do readings. This is why I don't do readings, because every time you pull a card, it just be dead accurate. So yeah, you have to trust the divine path that you're walking on, because there is no greater time than this. You have literally a short window of space from today until like the 26th, 27th to gather your harvest together. Go back to all of those people that you talk to just to spin your ideas off of, see where they are. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people in our circle aren't where we are at the same time. Some of them may be ahead of us, some of them may be behind us. We may be the ones ahead or behind, you know what I mean? But if they're consistent and if they're sticking to the plan and if they're still working in their, purpose, then you got to follow suit, because you guys have to hold each other accountable. And if you don't have an accountability partner, you're never going to progress. You I am like my own hype man, don't get me wrong, but that's just my mental space. That's just my DNA. I'm just naturally a driven person. You know what I mean? I can hype up myself, but at some point along the way, you get tired and frustrated, and then somebody always comes around and be like, "Hey, whatever happened to that thing that you were doing? Wasn't I thought I saw, I don't know how long ago it was, because people are hitting me up for stuff that I was doing back in March, bro. Like, I can't even lie to you. Do I want to do it? No. Am I doing it? Yes. I got a whole shop behind me. You know what I mean? It's just something that I knew I wanted to do to help people. I'm like a whole lazy bum. Like, I really just want to chill, but I also want to make money. I want to be chilling on the beach with a culotta something, like, you know what I mean? Like, I that's my definition of chilling, but I'm also a computer nerd. I know that this is what I like to do. So I'm walking in my purpose. I know how to reach people. I know how to talk to people. I know how to speak to people. And I've been in sales since I was 14 years old. I have 20 years of experience. So at some point, all of this experience that you receive from any employer, or your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your mother, the person that lives two doors down, the person at the mailbox who just tried to holler at you and you don't even know where they came from. It don't even matter. At the end of the day, these people all make a mark on your life. And right now we need to activate this DNA to get this thing popping. All right, so aromatherapy popped out shortly. So let me tell you the power of smell. I just said that I had all of this stuff over here, like all of this sage. I sell incense on my website. Like, I have a lot of things that smell good, because smell changes everything. You already know if your mother cooking up something, somebody cooking up something, you smell it from a mile away. And for those of you who have no sense of smell, don't believe that it's from this virus. Please believe that it's because you're not eating organic food. Like the other day, my mother and I, we were in the kitchen, and she was like, "Do you have an onion?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it's that, do you have, because I have food on one side, she has food on another side. She eats her food and I eat organic fruits and vegetables. That's it. I'm very simple, like I said. So when I gave it to her, she was like, "This onion was super strong." And I'm like, "It's organic." And she started laughing and she was like, "Yeah." And then realized, like, oh, sweat, no onions actually have a smell anymore. Your eyes don't, yo, my eyes were boohoo tears like just the other day, same exact thing. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay, and obviously this is my fave. Self-pleasure, yes, and I am an erotic poet. So touch yourself. That's it. The end. Check out bu2.com for all of your dope, dope, dope shit. I'm out. Adios.